Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football back here at the Texas High School Coaches Association Convention. Here with one of the hometown coaches, the head coach of the Highlands Owls, Coach Hank Willis. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Coaching school in San Antonio. Now, most of the out-of-town coaches love coaching school in San Antonio because you get a lot of fun. You can go down to the river, bring your whole family. How do the local coach? Do you guys like it when it's local because it's convenient, or do you prefer to get out of town and kind of hit the road?
Well, I'll tell you what, we like it wherever it is. It's always good to see a lot of old faces, a lot of guys we came up in the business with, and just getting together as a staff, getting that cohesiveness together. So it's fun. It's always fun.
It's a must-attend event every year, isn't it?
Indeed.
All right, now let's look ahead to 2018 in your Highlands Owls. You're in year 2.
Yes, sir.
So I know last year, it's a whirlwind. You're trying to move your family from the Metroplex down to San Antonio. You're trying to learn new kids. You're trying to implement a system. I'm guessing this offseason has been a little less hectic for you personally?
Well, I don't know if it ever gets any less hectic because we're always on the go. We're up-tempo in everything we do. But I'll tell you this, I'm really excited about this year because our kids are a lot stronger and they've been in the system for a year. So I'm excited to see what we're going to do come first football game.
I like the 8. Is the H speed? Is that kind of the motto? Is it the tempo model? You want to be fast? Everything y'all do, right?
H speed is our motto, and we always say with our kids, we're going to go as fast as we can, as hard as we can, for as long as we can. If we do that, we feel like we can compete with just about anybody. All
right. Well, looking ahead to the season, what kind of team can Owls fans expect to see? What's your ball club's personality going to be when they hit the field in the first week of the season, getting ready for district play before in the non-district slate? What kind of personality is your team going to have?
Well, I'll tell you this: we're going to be really, really fast. We're not just an up-tempo offense; we're an up-tempo team. So we're going to be fast, offensively, defensively, and special teams. And I'll tell you what, we are pretty darn physical. So we're going to be a type of team that will hit you in the mouth for all 4 quarters and play fast. So I'm excited, and, we got great fan support, great support from the admin. So it's going to be a fun year.
I'll tell you this, Alamo Stadium is one of my favorite places in the state to watch a game. The remodel that they did on the stadium,
it's awesome.
It's unbelievable because he kept the character of the stadium in place, but yet they made it all nice. And I'm sure the locker rooms are nice,
yes.
And the amenities. What a great place to be able to play most. Do you guys play most of your home games in Alamo?
We got
right?
lucky, all of them are. Yes.
Man, I mean that facility, and I imagine if it gets pretty packed for a big game, it gets pretty exciting, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, that's one of the funnest places. I've played a lot of good places, but I'll tell you what, that's one of the best because you get that old school feel. And it feels like the crowd is right on top of you. And when we play, we're lucky enough. There's a lot of people that come check us out, so it gets pretty loud.
And then they love you when you're winning games, right?
No doubt.
When you're winning games, they think you're a genius.
That solves
right?
a lot when you win it.
Looking at your district, I know realignment didn't throw you too many curveballs. Mm-hmm. You kind of knew what you were going to get even with the split division. You guys were lucky that you didn't have to worry too much about who you were going to be with and that kind of thing. Who are the teams that you feel like are going to be right there in the mix? I know you're hoping you guys are in the mix, of course, but who are the teams that you feel like you need to keep an eye on?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think a lot of people want to say DFW this, DFW that, but in South Texas we play some pretty darn good football. And here in our district we got San Antonio Wagner. They're dropping down from 6A. They're going to be pretty good. Brack, Willie Hall's got those Brack Eagles. They're flying high every year in, year out. And, I got a lot of respect for the teams like Jefferson and Burbank. They do a good job. So one thing about this district that a lot of people don't understand is we got to come to play every week. We can't lay down. We can't have an off week. If we do, we'll get beat. So really it's up in the air. You take your pick. I think any teams in our district can make the playoffs or playoff caliber type teams.
And then taking the next step, what do you feel like you guys need to do in order to, not just to get in the playoffs, but I know you're so competitive. You're the kind of guy, your background at Abilene and the tradition that Abilene High has. What do you feel like you guys need to do to take that next step and not only get in the playoffs but be a team that can win playoff games?
Well, I'll tell you this, and this might sound a little arrogant, but my staff, we're not worried about who we play. We just want to make sure that when the Highland Owls come out to play, we're not going to beat ourselves. So we want to be perfect in everything that we do. And we feel like if we take care of business on every play, every quarter, every half, every game will fall our way. And like I said, we've got a lot of athletic kids. We've got some good coaches. We've got all the pieces. We just got to put it together.
All right, now you mentioned THSCA coaching convention is a must-attend event for coaches. Yes, how important is it to be a part of this organization, to be active and involved? I know THSCA does a lot for coaches, but for if you were giving advice to a young coach talking about the organization, what would you tell a young coach?
Well, I'll tell you this. You need to get your voice out there and be heard. It's very important to not only be involved, but to go to things like the regional meeting and just talk to people and find out, because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of good guys here that have been lifelong buddies. So it's very important to not only be a part, but just to be involved day in, day out, because there's a lot of good things on, and we've got to make sure we're taking care of our sports.
All right, Coach. Well, now it's time for the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. You can give this bad boy a spin, and whatever question it lands on, you got to answer it honestly and truthfully. That was a good spin, Coach. All right. Now, everybody has a stop-down movie. I don't care who you are, you got a stop-down movie. What's the one movie when in your rare off time? I know there's not much off time for a football coach in Texas. When you're hanging out watching TV and you're flipping through the remote and that movie pops on, and you say, "Oh, I don't care what I'm watching. I'm stopping and watching this movie." Is there a movie for you like that?
There's quite a few. Actually, there's a lot. I've got to say, I'm a 300 fan. I'm a
300.
I used to teach English back in the day, so I like Greek mythology. So there's a lot of different movies. So anything Hercules, Achilles, all that kind of good stuff, I'm pretty into.
We got a 300 shirt today, Coach Torres from El Paso Pebble Hills. They're the Spartans, and their motto is "Keep it 300." So he gave us one of their shirts.
Awesome.
So
that's cool.
So
I'm
300.
gonna have to steal that.
300 is yours. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mine
yes,
is Major
sir.
League.
Awesome.
I love baseball, so if Major League comes on, I'm stopping and watching Major League.
Good deal. Good
All right.
deal.
He's Hank Willis. We are here at the Texas High School Coaches Association Convention. Appreciate your time. Good luck in 2018, and we appreciate what you do for the student athletes in the state of Texas.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Coach.